from the prediction machine to the unfrightened ground. It's 2 a.m. You haven't done anything wrong. Nothing has changed since 10 p.m. The house is the same. The situation is the same. And yet something in your chest is running a full emergency protocol. Tight, specific, completely certain that something terrible is about to happen. You lie there and wait for the terrible thing. It doesn't arrive. The protocol continues anyway. There is nothing wrong with you. That is the most disturbing sentence you have ever heard about anxiety. Because if nothing is wrong with you, then the anxiety has no cause. And if it has no cause, it has no solution. And if it has no solution, what are you supposed to do with the dread that appears in your chest at 2 a.m., fully formed, precise, confident, pointing at nothing? Here is what the anxiety is. Not a disorder, not a character flaw, not the residue of childhood trauma alone, though that adds resolution to the signal. Anxiety is a prediction engine. The human amygdala evolved to fire before the threat appeared, firing on the pattern of threat, on the scent of threat, on the faint rustling in the grass that preceded the last threat by 4 seconds. The organism that waited for confirmation did not survive to become your ancestor. You descend from the ones who ran before they were sure. You are not anxious because something is wrong with you. You are anxious because something went very right 400 million years ago. Which means you are carrying the nervous system of every ancestor who survived by being wrong about danger more often than right. Your brain is not processing reality. It is running simulations of reality and acting on the simulations. The prefrontal cortex generates models of future scenarios, detailed, sensory-specific, emotionally loaded models, and your body responds to those models with the same biochemistry it would use for actual events: cortisol, norepinephrine, the specific muscular preparation of a body about to fight or flee or freeze. The meeting tomorrow that hasn't happened yet, your body has already attended it, already failed it, already survived the humiliation and cataloged the consequences. The divorce proceeding that is still only a conversation, the diagnosis that is still only a symptom. Your nervous system has run all of these to completion, in detail, while you were eating breakfast, while you were driving, while you lay still in the dark. This is not a malfunction. It is the prediction engine running at full speed. Feel the specific texture of it, not the content of the anxiety, but the physical event of it, the constriction in the upper chest, the shallow ceiling on the breath, the particular quality of attention that narrows, that cannot stay wide, that snaps back to the threat simulation like a compass needle snapping north. That narrowing, that snap, that is the mechanism. You are feeling the prediction engine in operation. The body cannot distinguish an accurate simulation from an inaccurate one. Both produce the identical neurochemical cascade. Both produce identical cortisol. The body has no internal fact-checker capable of asking, did the thing actually happen? The amygdala does not read the news. It reads patterns. The pattern says, danger. The body says, preparing. This means you have spent a significant fraction of your life in a state of physiological emergency response to events that did not occur. Do the arithmetic. The early morning dread before a day that turned out fine. The anticipatory terror before a conversation that ended in laughter. The weeks of preemptive grief before a loss that didn't come, or came differently. Your nervous system billed you in advance for experiences that the universe never delivered. Your nervous system billed you in advance for experiences that never arrived. The invoice is still running. And here is the second layer, the anxiety about the anxiety, the monitoring of the monitoring. The fear that the fear itself will become unmanageable, which is itself a simulation. a model of future anxiety that produces present anxiety, a prediction engine predicting its own malfunction, a feedback loop wound tight enough to generate a state of permanent low-grade emergency from no external source at all. Can you reason your way out? You have tried. You have applied logic to the simulation. The logic says, the threat is not real, the probability is low, the worst case is survivable. The amygdala does not process the logic. It processed the pattern 400 milliseconds before the logic arrived. By the time reasoning speaks, the biochemistry is already committed. Can you relax your way out? You have tried. The deliberate breath, the body scan, the progressive muscle release. These modulate the signal. They do not end the prediction engine. The engine rests, generates another simulation, and fires again, because the engine is not broken. It is doing exactly what it evolved to do. Can you resolve the underlying cause? You have tried, or considered trying. The therapy, the excavation of childhood, the mapping of attachment patterns, necessary, real, useful. And also the pattern runs below the resolution of any excavation. Some of the prediction architecture is 400 million years old. Older than mammals. The startle reflex that fires before awareness was operating in fish. 3 exits, 3 sealed doors. Abhinavagupta in the Paramarthasara, the creation of the world is not a fall from grace. It is an act of supreme freedom. The king decides to play a game where he pretends to be a beggar. Stay with the precision of that. The anxiety is not a malfunction of consciousness. It is consciousness at maximum contraction, the absolute playing at being threatened. The prediction engine, the cortisol, the 2 a.m. dread, these are not evidence that something is wrong with the one having the experience. They are evidence that the absolute is fully committed to the game of being a particular organism in a particular danger. The anxiety is not a feeling. It is a fire drill for a building that isn't burning. The drill is mandatory. The building is fine. Now, who is aware of the anxiety? Not rhetorically, right now, if anxiety is present, or the memory of anxiety, or the anticipatory echo of it, something is present that is registering the signal. Something is aware of the constriction in the chest, the narrowed attention, the prediction loop. That awareness is not itself anxious. It is the thing that knows anxiety is occurring. Find that, not as a concept, as a noticing. The awareness that knows the chest is tight is not tight. The awareness that watches the prediction loop is not itself looping. It is open, still, completely present for the experience of anxiety without being the anxiety. It is what the anxiety is appearing in. This is not a coping strategy. It is the structure of what you are. The prediction engine is the king in the beggar's costume, fully committed to the performance, sweating through it, biochemically authentic, and the one who knows the performance is happening, who watches the king perform the beggar with complete attentiveness, is not a beggar, has never been a beggar, cannot be threatened by what a beggar fears because it was never inside the beggar's situation. The chest can still be tight. The 2 a.m. dread can still appear. These are the king playing seriously, as the Paramarthasara says, not as irony, not as dismissal, but as the recognition of what is actually happening. The contraction is real. The one who watches the contraction from inside the contraction is not contracted. That is not a small thing. That is the whole thing. Feel the difference right now between being the anxiety and being the awareness in which anxiety appears. The anxiety is a moving cloud, specific, detailed, temporally bounded. The awareness is the sky. Not cold sky, not indifferent sky. The sky that is large enough to hold the whole weather system without any of the weather touching its nature. You are the sky that has been misidentified as the storm. Not broken, not wrong, not failing. Practicing, as the king practices. Fully committed, and somewhere in the practice, available for recognition, the one who has been watching the whole performance, steady, unchanged, not one cloud accumulated in all the years of practice. The prediction engine runs. The awareness watches. Unfrightened. Already here.